And then getting into our sleeper and bust predictions.
Or reviewing.
Reviews. My bad. I've been off with sleepers lately, but my busts have hit like all of them 100% the past couple weeks. So take with that what you want, but I'm going to hit on every single one this week, so trust me.
Okay.
But for last week, I had Odell versus the Jags. He got 2.4.
Yeah.
I had Ezekiel Elliott versus the Chiefs. He got 9.6, so you probably didn't really expect too much from him.
It didn't ruin your week, probably.
Yeah, but he did okay.
Mid.
And then I had Gabe Davis versus Dallas. He had 0 somehow. I don't know if he didn't play or something, but I know he got 1 target, so it was weird.
Okay.
And then my busts, I hit on all 3. I said Garrett Wilson versus Miami. He had 5.9. I said Calvin Ridley versus the Ravens. He had 8.9. And then I actually said Stephon Diggs versus Dallas, and even in a blowout, he only had 8.8, and I hit on that one, which is kind of surprising. Every time I do a big-name receiver like Jamar or someone like him, like I always hit on them. So
yeah, I cooked last week with Justin Jefferson, or the week before. But
yeah,
moving on to my sleepers, I had Chiefs D, who put up 9 points, solid enough. Well, I mean that's pretty good actually. But moving on, James Conner, 17.9, good hit. I thought he'd do about that. He's been doing okay.
He's good.
I said Joe Flacco, who had 16.86, which is the same as what he put up like 2 weeks ago. But yeah, it's definitely not a miss. But moving on to my bus, I said Drake London, coming off of his huge week. He had 4.4, so it's a hit. TJ Hawkinson had 12.3. He averages nearly 15 points. So I'm gonna take the win on that one, to be honest. And then my last one was Cole Kmet, put up 13.3, and that's a miss.
Yeah, he's decent again, so it's pretty good. For week 16, dang.
Mm-hmm.
For week 16 fantasy sleepers and busts, I started with 3 sleepers. I had Baker Mayfield versus the Jaguars. He just had a literal all-time game for any quarterback ever. First perfect passer rating at Lambeau Field. I said Cole Kmet versus Arizona. I expect that to be a shootout of a game, actually, and I think Cole Kmet will put up big numbers. I think both tight ends. So also Trey McBride.
Yeah, Trey McBride is gross.
Is my second
He's
one.
elite.
And then I said Isaiah Likely versus the Niners. I think that's going to be the one guy they're not really looking for, apart from Zay Flowers and Odell, and he's going to have a huge week again, like he did this week. For my bus, I said Devon Achane, I think is how you pronounce his last name, versus Dallas. I think they're going to go for strength over speed versus Dallas, so they're going to use Mostert. Because that's the difference between them.
Mostert's a big
just
touchdown
huge.
back. I mean, he's 20.
Yeah, and I think Mostert's going to want that title over CMC this year. So
yeah, touchdown title. That'd be cool.
And then I said Keenan Allen and Austin Eckler, both versus the Bills. I think the Chargers are just going to get, like,
pummeled.
Yeah, just destroyed. So I don't think you should start anyone on the
Fair enough. Okay.
Chargers.
Getting into mine, I said Josh Jacobs. Last time he played the Chiefs, he had a good 22 points, which that was like 3 weeks ago, or 2 weeks ago, I think, actually. But so I expect him to go over 20. He's projected 15 points, but I'm worried he won't play, so keep that one in mind. I think he will, though. Yeah. He was like a game time decision last week. Next up, I had Dalton Kincaid. He didn't score last week, which is unfortunate, but he's playing the Chargers. So I'm expecting a big week, and I'm expecting Josh Allen not to throw for 93 yards. So, which I mean, he didn't mess up my week in fantasy, so I don't care. But moving on to Deontay Johnson, they're starting Mason Rudolph. Maybe that'll make a difference. Probably not, but I'm just like going on a win there. He was better with him a few years back. And then moving on to my boss, I have Ty Chandler. He had a really big week with the Vikings last week. They played Cincinnati. So I'm going to say he isn't going to do it again. I don't know why I'm blanking on who they're playing this week. They're playing Detroit, who performed pretty well against opposing running backs. So I'm going to go with that. And then next up, I had Cortland Sutton. The Broncos are playing the Patriots, who have had a very good pass defense this year. They're actually number 1 defense, which is crazy. Like over the past 6 weeks, especially if they've let up insanely bad, 40 points to the Giants and stuff like.
It's pretty.
Yeah. And then my last pick was Amari Cooper. He had a really big week, but I expect I feel like there's no way he's gonna put up 20 points every week, especially after he was bad. We'll see. I think it's mostly Flacco and Njoku. Njoku's been averaging like 24 in the last 4 weeks. It's gross.
I know he has been really good with Flacco. His favorite target. He's huge. He's an absolute beast.
The funny thing is, I actually switched Amari Cooper from my sleepers to my bus.
I feel like if Njoku
like
was the main target all year, he'd be Kelsey level. Like he's
well,
insane.
Flacco all year. Well, a part of that is he is also a severe burn victim.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Njoku's like disgustingly good though. Like
Mm-hmm.
when he gets used, we saw it last season too. And
Yeah, I should have picked him up. I had him on waivers, and I ended up taking like.
Commit.
He's been on waivers multiple times. He got like passed around.
Yeah, he did good for me though. And then